called him up and said, okay, I'm in. And that's like 14 years ago or something now, I think. And it's a great place to be.
As a fan, I gotta say, man, you not only because I remember when you entered, and people was wow, what Therion, what will be the next thing to Therion, because you know that and you listen all the 15 albums, and you know that there are masterpieces, and there are albums that are hold good together. But man, when I listen to Citra Atra, When Tu Sabat is one of my favorite 10. If I made a top 10 of Therion songs, I got that song. I know that you recorded in Citra Atra, and the Fleurs du Mal, when I go to that tour, and Ruben will tell me the same when you, but because yes, I know there are people that go for the old songs, but when you play the new, like Je la mal de toi and all the songs.
Yeah.
No, in fact, Jhon, I know got something to. Jhon, quiero que le hagas la pregunta, pero la de la ópera, por favor.
Bueno, yo quiero preguntarle del álbum, ¿verdad? El álbum, Si Pudiera Volar. Ya es traducido, entonces hay bastantes canciones interesantes. Hay una canción en especial que habla sobre las fortalezas, bueno, del ser humano, pero en la cuestión de la manera en cómo debe uno aprovechar las oportunidades, los instintos. Entonces yo quisiera preguntarte cómo ha ayudado como la música a aprender tu filosofía de vida respecto a lo que es, respecto a la muerte, respecto a la vida, respecto al amor. Cuéntanos.
Okay. Jhon told me because I told him to do some questions, but he wanted to for later, and now he's asking you. Maybe I think I consider, I don't know if you said, one of the most personal words that you have made, that it is If I Could Fly.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you manage to, to all this album, this more personal album, like become like some kind of philosophy of your life? I don't know, how do you deal with the subjects here? Because we know that it's a more personal material. What does it mean, this album, in the lyrics for you, in the subjects?
Well, If I Could Fly was a great opportunity for me, because I was working a lot for a publishing company in Stockholm called Peer Music, and they said, you have to do a solo record. And I told him, yeah, get me a deal, and I do it, And it was in the time when melodic rock, in the breaking point in the early 90s, late 80s, where melodic rock was big, the 80s hair bands, and everything. So let's do a melodic record, almost pop, So we did that, and I'm very happy with it, even if it's not for heavy metal people, maybe, but I like it. But that album was released almost exactly as Nirvana braked and grunge came in and killed everything, So it was unfortunately not a big success, but it's an album I'm happy to have done, and I like it.
Okay, yes. And Jhon told me that translate later, because we wanna talk more for you, and I know Jhon got some questions. Jhon, dale.
Sure.
Bueno,
yo hablo un poco de español también.
Y lo hablas muy bien. Yo escribo, in fact, I want to ask you, because I know, I love how in concerts, the band, I love how I know that the guitarist from Therion is from Argentina, and I
but
love.
It's a good person.
It's a good person, yes. And when I saw you live, I love. No, in fact, I know Jhon got a question, and I want to miss it with that. Jhon, please, haz la pregunta, pero la de la ópera, ya sabes, porque la quiero juntar con algo que le quería decir, por favor.
Bueno, Tomás, porque yo la verdad me introduje un poco en el arte, ya es en el arte dramático, en el arte de la ópera. Yo sé que en el 90 hiciste como una especie de historia grandísima que es Folkan, una de las más recordadas en tu país de Suecia. Además, la de Jhon Aventura, si no estoy mal, es como en el año siguiente que hizo como un papel, o sea, ese rol fue el de Juan, muy bueno, pero es que va complementado, porque primero va el de Folkan, segundo es Forman Ventura y tercero es de Misargón. Y yo quisiera preguntarle sobre qué aprendió en el arte dramático, más de la ópera, que pueda como que instruir más en su música y que diga, mire, gracias a esto pude como eh, ir más allá de mis objetivos.
Great question. Thankfully, Jhon did it, and I want to miss it because we know, of course, or your background doing opera, you know, from Volkan in Hoffman's. I loved Hoffman's Adventure, by the way, in Stockholm.
Yeah.
And later you made a musical called Miss Saigon. So the question from Jhon is, and as a fan, of course, of your vocal runs, how this helped? Because we know, and that's what I love about symphony and gothic metal and everything, and progressive, all the mixture with opera that you know that some metal fans doesn't like, but I freaking love. And also because I love, and that's what I want to tell you, I love how do you connect with the rest of the members. I remember all the Argentinian guitarist, but of course I love how do you merge with Linnea, your amazing daughter. She's an amazing vocalist. I saw it, we saw it because Ruben was there, and of course with Giori. We read that your father also is a singer. Yes, was a singer. He was a singer. So how these two questions, the opera and all the opera background meets it with, and how he helped with your metal background, and no, you can tell how do you merge with the rest of the people, your family, of course, with Linnea and the guys of the band, the communication. It will be great because I love to see you both. With Ruben and my friend Luis, that isn't he? It was like, man, it's great because we see, yes, the dad and the daughter, but they are great life, and she's an amazing vocalist, by the way, amazing.
Yeah, she's great. She's now a mother of two small little girls. You know,
wow.
I became an abuelo.
El abuelo Thomas.
See? But yeah, you know, I grew up with music. I probably sang before I talk. I don't know, but my father was employed by the Royal Opera in Sweden from let me see now, so I get it correct. I think from 1959 to 1981 when he became a pensionist. So I grew up with him backstage in the opera. I was hearing I was fed with it, you know. It just came to me, and I saw all shows, you know. But it became normal for me. So when I became 10 or maybe younger, I discovered Kiss. You know, wow, these guys, I never heard them, but they looked cool, you know. And then I heard the first song I heard was Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day from the live album, and I was knocked off my chair. I start to grow my hair, and yeah, that was my rebellious teens, you know. But my father was pretty cool, so, and he was very open to new music, you know. He didn't really have the blues himself, but you know, after Kiss, I discovered Queen, and my dad was like, that singer is really good, you know. So I couldn't be a rebel because I wanted him to dislike Kiss, but he didn't. Anyway, so and then Linnea came to the world, and I remember when she was 3 years old, she was sitting in front of the TV with the VHS of Alice Cooper, and she became a great fan of him, you know, with all the theatrics. We all, I think all my family has been into music with theatrical attributes, you know. So that's how it is. And then I got this part. It was right after or before Candlemass, I think. I did my first opera in Stockholm, and a new world just opened. It's one thing to listen to it and to be backstage, but it's another thing to go out and do it, to work with a director. And you know, it's a learning thing. You learn new things all the time. I still do. So, and to work with Linnea on tour was great, but it's like she's actually, matter of fact, on Citrara as well. She sings on the track. She's the singer in the track Citrara, the first verse. This tree of disbelief, da, 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 da. That's Linnea, and she was 16 when she did that. That was before she was in the band. We just needed somebody to sing there. And to work with her on tour, it's fun because when she is here, we are like father and daughter, even if she's an adult now. But when we go on tour, it's kind of like you switch to become socios, colleagues, more or less,
Parceros in Colombia. In Colombia is parceros.
Yeah, parceros. Okay. Yeah. Like working partners. She in tour, she don't even call me dad. She says Thomas, which is weird, but okay. And when she was joining the band for tour, I was like, don't spy on me. I was single back then. Don't spy on me what I'm doing. After the show, I said to her, and she said, no, likewise.
No, and Jhon, no sé si tienes más. I want to tell you. No, and I want to make like this is like because I one of the defenders, and thank goodness all the people here are friends of mine, and they are so open-minded, because you know that man, sometimes the worst enemy from the metal community are the same metalheads, but I love the people that I like the word open-minded. But sure. I love the people that really enjoys metal as a canvas, because, and for me, it's awesome that Therion still existing, still touring, and they still carrying all the, like the thing that they call sometimes the Beauty and the Beast, but the thing I call it more. In fact, I wanna say it. Sometimes I feel that this concept of women or men singing both together in opera vocals are dying. But for me, that formation, Christian Vidal, a bit high to, I don't want to say that Argentinian, no, Christian Vidal, amazing guitarist, and you, I got both Linnea and you're in my favorite female vocalist, but man, for me, you are. And I love how do you,
thank you,
because when you appear with that jacket live, it's like never letting die this tradition, because for me, I'm scared that the symphony and the Gothic dies, man, and the Dune, but you are one of the warriors. And
but you know things, it's like a moda. It goes like this all the time. I mean, I think symphonic rock will always be there, and Therion will certainly always be a symphonic band. But we are growing as persons also, and we are changing as persons, and that mirrors in the music. But we will definitely not leave the tradition of being a symphonic band. That's what we are. And people ask, some people ask, why can't you write a song like To Megatherion again, or like Cults of the Shadow? You can't, because that was written, I don't know how old that record is, but it's from the dinosaur times almost. And Christopher was a teenager when he didn't, if you listen to it, it's a crap recording really, but it has something, and that's something you can't recreate now.
And as a fan, Ruben and myself, we thank you when you don't leave and started with Powers of Therion in Bucaramanga. And yes, man, it still holds up since 97.
It does. I mean, I'm pretty tired of that song, because I don't know how many times I've been singing it, but when you stand there on stage, it doesn't matter. You see all these people go crazy, and that gives so much energy. It's hard to explain, but it's so fantastic. And now after the pandemic, I cannot wait to start touring again,
And we cannot wait to see you in the videos of Bakken.
Yeah, that was my first. Well, there is two. My first gig, and then it was one 2016, I think.
Mm-hmm. And what Therion song do you get not? You don't get tired? What? In fact, I want to ask you, what is your favorite?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a very tough one. But I like Wine of Aluka very much. I think that's very energetic, you know. When that starts on stage, it's, you know, there's a lot of songs. I probably, you get another answer if you ask me tomorrow, you know. It's
I'm
very
still
hard.
sad. And
But
I am still sad.
I have a very strong memory from, we played in Bogota. And it was, I think it was the first gig on the South American tour, or Latin American tour, if I'm not wrong. But I remember when we started the intro with da 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 in the speakers, and I heard the audience were singing along. They went crazy. And I was thinking before getting on stage, I was looking at Lori and I told her, I wrote this song in my sofa, you know, in Stockholm. And here it is on the other, you know, that's a pretty cool thing.
I am still sad because in Bucaramanga, we don't listen to Why Not Aluga, but it's okay because we listen to Lemuria and the other.
Yeah.
Yes. Jhon, gracias.
Bueno, con gusto. De hecho, yo te quiero preguntar, Tomás, sobre, es que hay una partitura en el que tú hiciste parte de El legado de una tragedia, que habla sobre la cuarta parte, obviamente, de la tercera historia de la vida y obra de Edgar Allan Poe. Entonces yo quisiera preguntarte sobre qué tanto te ha influenciado la literatura del terror a tu vida.
Jhon, gracias por esa pregunta porque amo ese proyecto. I was thanking Jhon because I freaking love Legado de una tragedia. And that's a great question from Jhon. How, you talked it before, theater, but yes, I want to know how literature influenced you. And I know that sometimes it sounds like question from models or something, but yes, what is your favorite book, man? I want to know it as a fan.
My favorite bookmaker, the author, you mean?
Yes, author or book, yes, and how literature has influenced you, and tell us more about Legado de una tragedia, because
yeah, we can start with Legado. Legado is written by a Spanish guitar player and songwriter called Joaquín Padilla that I happened to meet when I worked in Madrid. And he was like, do you want to sing on my, yeah, but I have never sang in Spanish before, you know. I help you, he said. So the truth is, he doesn't speak English so good. You are much better. So he could not really explain me what it was about. And by that time, I understood Spanish very bad. So he just gave me a paper. This is the lyrics. Please try. And that's what I did. I just sang it. And now I did the second album that will come out soon. I just recorded. Now I record home with this microphone. So.
Jhon, terminamos esto con Lo que amas. Se viene el siguiente álbum de lo que va a ser con Legado una tragedia. Thank you for announcing this in the channel.
Yes.
Jhon, lo que tú quieras, yo soy feliz. Haz la pregunta.
Yo quisiera culminar con un tema en el que usted lo organizó en español, que se llama Y Judas traicionó al Señor. Es una locura. Yo lo vi, yo dije, wow, ¿cómo hace para poder no solo desarrollar, porque la canción es muy nativa a como es nuestro idioma, pero también cómo es entender un poco el tema musical respecto a las creencias, la ideología? Wow. Toma, yo te felicito por eso.
No, y él dijo algo antes, por la complementar. Obviamente le iremos, que hablamos con Willy, obviamente, porque esto va perfecto. Y dice que es una locura porque Thomas le había dicho al creador de Legado de una tragedia que él no entendía español, pero él dijo, pero tú entiendes mejor inglés que yo. But, that is a great question. because
But it's a challenge, though. It's a very, because here in Spain they say bicicleta, más, yeah, C y Z es el lisp, y it's muy difícil para mí. Dice eso, ¿sabes?
yes, and Jhon want to know, going with our beautiful language.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, because you sung y Judas traicionó a Jesús, a Dios. Did Judas traicionó a Jesús?
Señor, sí.
See, you sung it. How do you manage to do it? And I want to tell you something, because with you we make history. Because yes, for us as a channel, it's great to have you here. But we had here before Willy Quiroga. Willy Quiroga is the composer from La Biblia, that album from Boss Day that is considered one as of course as Telia's bobinas are great on the symphonic metal, and of course as all the Candlemass albums. La Biblia is considered maybe the best album from brought in Spanish, and it's about the Bible. So going with the biblical themes, yes, how do you manage to sing this in Spanish? And I don't know, Jhon wants to know if how do you respect the religious subject of the song, because we know that you play in many bands that got different points of views about religion, spirituality,
Me myself, I'm an ateo, or maybe agnostico, pero I don't consider myself as a Christian or whatever. I think I cannot, of course, prove that there is no God, but most evidence points at that direction. Unfortunately, that's my point of view. But that doesn't mean but I can be very spiritual, and I can be amazed when I enter a church or where I cry when I see The Lion King. So I have a lot of emotions in me. But is there I think the God that you believe in happens to be the God that rules where you are born. If you were born in Afghanistan, you will probably pray to Muhammad, to Allah. And in India, they have many choices. There is Shiva, there is Hanuman, there is blah, blah, blah. We are Christians. I was born in Sweden, Christian country. That's why I'm considered a Christian, but I'm really not. I'm not practicing, Went out.
but all the fans came back, so that is great.
Yeah.
No, and I invite more people. One friend of mine in Mexico, she said, "I'm trabajando," because she wanna log on, man. But for me, for me it's like a payback with time, because I was, when Jhon Ruben, I was doing the favor to that person. I don't want to mention that person, and Ruben sent me the picture. It was look, and he also take a picture with Christopher. It was crazy.
Okay.
In fact, the anecdote is crazy. I know he wanna let me talk it. Jhon, déjame decir la anécdota. It was crazy because they were searching for teachers to go to the concert, to the venue, and they saw you and Christopher, but they was like, oh, they got metal teachers. Maybe they will know when we buy it. So they approached to you, and they was like, man, they are then. And then with the picture, and of course, as you see in the picture, they were drinking cerveza. But you may understand. And I want to ask you, what do you think about Bucaramanga? Is like 8 hours from our city. We are from Cúcuta, and it's crazy because Cúcuta we got their first big concert this year with Timo Tolkien. But it's crazy because never in Cúcuta, Cúcuta. It's not like Bucaramanga that they got your concert. So how was for you being on a bigger sister that is Bucaramanga, because Cúcuta is the little sister? How was the experience of the city? I want to know how did you feel?
I remember we were having a hotel, and the hotel restaurant was in a corner of a street. And I was sitting there drinking coffee alone. And I was, wow, this is a really lively city, you know. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't have time to go out and see so much. Bucaramanga was one of those. We flew in, we got to the concert, and in the morning we flew out. So we didn't have so much time. But I remember a little of the inner city, and also I remember a lot from the concert. And I have, speaking of the whole Colombia, I have great memories from Colombia.
In Colombia,
Great memories.
We love Therion, and this is the proof, because there are, and in fact, I see some friends here. And Jhon, ¿vas a preguntarle? Dilo.
Sí, de hecho yo quiero preguntarle a Thomas sobre si hay alguna vez en el futuro que tú puedas crear unas anécdotas como una memorabilia de toda tu carrera, de todo lo que sigue, y bueno, preguntarte, ¿es posible? No sé, tal vez puedas, no sé, deleitarnos con algo, con un tema que de pronto te gusta aquí. Depende, ¿no? De ti.
Okay. No. like I always say to Jhon, you are the boss, man. Jhon is the boss of the channel, but you are the boss now here. No, as a final question, Jhon will know, Jhon wanna know that maybe if you have it, tell us, but if you don't have it, there's like a possibility of like some memories or some book, no fiction or a autobiography from yourself, from all the memories, because like I said at the beginning, it's not only Therion, it's not only Candlemass, it's not only Metal Man. And if you've been able, of course, because for me, can sing a little bit a cappella from wherever you want, man, from the channel. If you want it, if you don't want it, don't worry, it's okay.
Oh my God. We start with the memories then. It's very hard to pick only one, because there are so many, you know, that happens on stage and off stage and people you meet. But I can tell you a very scary story that happened to me once. We were playing in El Salvador. And as you know, San Salvador is a pretty dangerous city. I was stupid. I didn't understand it. So I was invited for a party after the gig. I was, I'm going, you know. So we came to the party somewhere in San Salvador. And I went with two people, but it was so big there and so many people. So I lost these two guys. And I was alone. Makeup, big hair, not like now, you know. And I was like, I have to go to the hotel, you know. And I wasn't sure about the way, but almost, you know. And it was dark, and I didn't have any money in my pockets, nothing. My passport and my credit card I had. Not a good idea. So I started to walk back to the hotel all alone with this look. I looked like, you know, I didn't really blend in, so to speak. And all of a sudden I'm alone in a small street, you know, with trash cans and rats and everything. And it comes a car behind me. And when he is beside me exactly, he takes down the ventana.
Windshield, yes.
Yeah. And I see a guy with tattoos in the whole face, you know, shaved. And I was thinking, this is it. I'm over, you know. But then he took up the window again and drove away. And my niece was like trembling, you know. And I thought maybe that guy thought he's too stupid to rob, or he's life dangerous that walks here alone, you know. And when I finally got to the hotel, the woman in the reception asked me, do you have a death wish or something? You shouldn't go out alone in this town at night. And I said, I'm sorry. So I went to bed. But I survived. Yeah.
Thank goodness you survived, man. Because now you're still here with us talking us. And there's like a possibility or not to the a cappella bit.
What do you want to hear?
Uf.
Andrés, porfa, diga cuál.
Sí, no, there can be like a bit of a Therion song, we will be pleased. But if you want to sing another theme, o Jhon, algo de lo tuyo. Or something from Legado, una tragedia.
¿Sí?
No, whatever you want. The space is yours, and thank you, man.
Let me see what I can do. Just give me a second. Can you guys hear the piano? Hello?
Sí. Yes.
Okay. That's it. I think it goes in D. When the sailman's sailing away, he shows that the dream of Lemuria is true. The land lost, he will find again. Now the piano is wrong. Hear the call from below of an underwater world. Land of Mu is close to the stars. In the arms of the sea, you will live as hypnotized. Lemuria, yeah.
When you sang this in Bucaramanga, in fact, my friend Ruben and my friend Fernando was like, no, they won't sing it. Oh my God, they sing it. And it was like a gift to the audience, I remember, and it's a gift for us, man. Thank you. Jhon, Lemuria es una obra de arte.
Wow, sí, de verdad que sí. Bueno, yo quisiera, antes de darle la palabra a los invitados, para que nos diga sus redes sociales, un saludo para Colombia, para Latinoamérica, Europa, y bueno, menciona el canal.
Okay, before we let to this beautiful audience to say hi to you and whatever,
hi, everybody.
The camera is yours. Invite people to follow your social media. In fact, it would be great to remember people that we are from Legado, una tragedia, and whatever project you wanna mention. And just send a big hi to Colombia, to Latin America, to wherever you want.
Hola Colombia, all you paisas. How are you? I can't wait to get back to South America, but especially to Colombia to play again. And we are planning to do so next year. I don't know what cities yet, and I don't know any dates, but we will come. We will first do a Europe tour. Starts in November, goes into December. We were about to start in Ukraine. Unfortunately, that cannot happen now. But we hope that everything will be solved there. And when we come back to Colombia, let's have a beer or two together. And matter of fact, my favorite coffee is Colombian. It's called Sello Rojo.
Delicious. No, and I hope as an habitant from Cúcuta, that with this concert that will be this year with Timo, the city grow to Therion finally.
I would really love that. You know, I'd love to go to new places and see your beautiful town. You know, that would be great. Absolutely. And we also don't miss that out. In September, our new album will be out with Therion. It's called Leviathan #2.
Great to know that Leviathan will have a part 2. I really love that combat, man. I really love. I really love that because between Sita Trap, you have made amazing albums. In fact, I wanna tell you, and I know Ruben, my friend, because you have to picture this. Ruben is one of my best friends, and we always, all the weekends, we drink some cervezas, and we start to listen to music, but we start like getting like something like we can say like philosophical with the music. And when we start to listening to the Therion albums, we say, man, the First du Mal is one of my favorites. And sometimes people they put it aside, but no, for me it's like no, put it in a top 10 or 5 or Therion albums. And I love everything you had made recording with them live, and of course the things that came before, the Antichrist and Leviathan.
When we did Antichrist, we spoke about books before, and when we were doing that album, just prior to that, we all had to read the book Antichrist to write the music and get the inspiration from the story. You know, it was very interesting, very good mini book. so to speak. So yeah, a book can really give you inspiration, but that was an enormous job. And we are speaking about trying to make a stage version of Beloved Antichrist. But when that will happen, I don't know, but I hope it will happen.
Bueno, ahora sí. Bueno, yo le doy la palabra primero a Rubén, que es el que tiene la foto con Thomas.
Sí,
Por favor,
Rubén, tienes la foto.
habla.
Rubén, the guy of the picture. Dale, ¿qué le quieres decir al maestro?
Well, Thomas, I think you are a great singer.
Thank you.
I love your work, especially Flor du Mal.
Thank you very much, Ruben. That's Ruben
Yes,
or Ruben?
with the Heineken in the head.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great day, huh?
Yeah. You have a great energy. You send a positive energy of the people around you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that.
In Colombia, we say to that, you are bacano, and don't worry, we continue drinking with the show ends.
Yeah, correct. But you have one life, as we know. Take care of it. Have fun. That's what it's about. And then you die.
Yes.
I hope you come back soon.
I hope so too. I know I will. Next year.
Well, we will be there.
Please. I can't wait to see you again and bring those Heineken.
Well, I will try to repeat that picture.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Heineken for you. But a Heineken for you.
It's perfect. I like that.
But this time I will be on the picture too. I'm still kicking myself for not take the picture. Gracias, Rubén.
Wow.
Quien siga, creo que el viejo Ateslán, ¿no? Ateslán o William. Mire, William, yo sé que es un fan. Yo le avisé, qué pena avisar a última hora, William, pues yo sé que usted es un re fan de Therion. No sé, el que primero prenda la cámara, Ateslán o William.
A ver, adelante, William.
O Fundación El Metal.
Bueno, William, prende la cámara.
William o Ateslán, o el micrófono y para un saludo para Thomas. Aproveche. Eso, Ateslán, dale.
Buenas tardes. Soy William. Sí, soy fan de Therion desde hace 20 años. Y tengo una pregunta, y es la siguiente, es acerca de más conocido Dragon Rose. Me gusta el ocultismo y quisiera saber cómo manejan ustedes en el grupo esa institución. Bueno, para mí es una institución, Dragon Rose.
Yeah.
Esa es mi pregunta. Sí.
Yes, how do you manage? He's a fan from the band since 20 years. How do you manage, yes, the things from the Dragon Rose and the occultism with Therion? That's the question from Duran or William.
Well, I know Christopher was involved with that before, and the guy who wrote the lyrics for us, Thomas Carlson, is still the boss of the boss in Dragon Rouge, I think. I think still. So the lyrics was very influenced by that. As you know, I'm not a believer, not in the dark side, not in the bright side either, even if I have a devil on my shoulder sometimes. But for me, it's like cool stories, cool fairy tales, you know, that I like. That's basically what it is for me. And if you want to be in Dragon Rouge, for me, that's totally okay. If you want to sympathize with that, you know, as long as you're nice to me.
Great.
Wow.
Those are great people. I met a lot of them. They are nice people, very decent people.
I want to ask you this before. Yes, because Candlemass, Therion, all the bands, and you, it's crazy because you started with Candlemass and with a lot of bands in the 90s that for me are like a revolution in sounds, in music, in metal, in fact. I love the 90s because it was like like the third wave of black metal, the third wave of doom metal, symphonic metal becoming great. Some memories of for being part of that revolution, because for me, Christopher did something amazing in the 90s, even when there was death metal. Remember before till I. So yes, now how do you feel to being part of this crazy cultural revolution in Europe?
Well, you know, Sweden is a big metal scene. You know, you can go out every Friday, Saturday to see a live band with original music, not a problem, or a cover band if you want. You know, so you know, I had my first. I was singing in my first band around 84, 85 maybe, or earlier than that, and we were glam back then. You know, Venom was the first band I heard that was playing hard. At least it was hard back then. It was the hardest you could hear ever, you know. And you know, in some metal communities, they think that the black metal guys stays with the other black metal guys, you know, and bands, but that's not true. You know, I hang around with the guys in what are they called now? I'm getting old. Dark Funeral. It's great friends of mine, you know. And I also hang around with people that plays pure pop. We're like a big family, you know. So for me, there is two kinds of music. There good music and bad music. I don't like to put a label on everything, you know. And a matter of fact, Dark Funeral plays if there's a in Wacken or Sweden Rock Festival or whatever, you have Dark Funeral, but you also have Bon Jovi or Europe. Let's be a big black leather family, and you know.
I wanna say thank you for the thing you say, and if I get, because sometimes this thing is like controversial here, that for me is
I don't care. Yeah.
I wanna say something. In fact, I know, I don't know if you know that Kim Marcelo from Europe was here, amazing person.
We are very close friends. He's great.
You can say hi to Ki. He's a friend of the channel. No, and it's crazy because in Colombia, you know that. Here the black metal community is strong, of course, for all the things that happen with the ultra metal in Medellin. You know, all these things from like when you know that the people from the inner circle bought CDs here from bands like Reencarnación and Parabellum. Okay, here is crazy because the black metal community here in Colombia still thinks that a person like Lord Ariman, a big time fan, I'm a freaking big fan of Dark Funeral. They think that no, they still, you know, I'm in leather all day and I'm still going to the coast. Maybe he doesn't, but that I want to tell you because the people here knows it. Sometimes we go to a bar, and I want to say this without, I don't know, getting offensive. Sometimes we ask for a Therion song, and the black metal, no, don't put that, no pongas eso, don't put that. We are so true. We are, and they still, and this still happens in the metal in Medellin. In fact, there are bands from the old bands from Medellin that no, we're still true, and they even
true to what?
True to what? Yes, and it's crazy because you know that the beat ones from black metal, like Olver, like the people from, in fact, I love that bands like Arturus and Olver exists, that they say, yes, we play it, the heavy and true stuff, and now we want to make, if we want to make pop, we do it because, but oh man, when you say it, it was like, I want to show this to the people, look, people.
Yeah, but you know, that must be very poor life to be able to listen to one kind of music. It's like going to a buffet libre and just eat potatoes.
Raw potatoes.
Yeah, I love potatoes, but not only, you know, I want it all, you know.
No, yo quería preguntarle a Thomas acerca de un tema, o sea, con Rosalía Siren, de El Príncipe, que la canción con ella es absolutamente en español.
Sí.
Bueno, con la banda de Sauron, que la publicado en YouTube hace poquito. O sea, como hizo para introducirse también al español, o sea, siento que como tal, o sea, un idioma, pues, digamos que complicado.
Yes, how do you manage to get the complicated? I know you tell us, but if you want to say it
tough
again,
it's very tough for me. It's very tough for me when I record those things technically. First, I did with that specific song. I can tell you the story. We got a request to make our own version of that song, El Príncipe. And I started to work on a new arrangement because you don't want to copy. You want to do your own thing, you know. And that's what they want also. And then it was time to sing, and you know, it's very hard to sing in a non-native language. So I record meaning for meaning, you know, I divided the recording because I cannot sing it straight off. It's impossible for me. So it's a big challenge, you know. But I really love that band, and I love that song very, very much.
And we as Latinos love that band. No, and I think it's the same when you face all the Latin lyrics in Therion and other bands, because you sang in a lot of bands with a lot of languages. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, but the hardest thing ever, I think, was to record Le Fleur de Mal, because I know a little Spanish, but I know absolutely no French at all. So in the studio, when we started, we had a woman that could speak both Swedish, English, and French to help me with the pronunciation and everything. And the syllables and the sounds like and everything is so different from what I have. And to sing with that is very, very hard. And I told to Christopher after the recording, never again. But the Spanish I manage because I speak a little. Yo hablo un poquito de español, pero no es perfecto, pero yo entiendo cuando gente habla lento, ¿sabe?
But oh man, you nailed this hard French accent because but it's okay.
Yo tengo un saludo de una fan que es de Argentina, que es la que está con Willy Quiroga, que me pidió un favor, que se llama Laura Fox. Si le pueden enviar un saludo. Sí, un saludito a ella.
Hola Laura, ¿qué tal?
Yo también voy a usar, necesito un saludo para Tania García, de México.
Hola Tania, ¿todo bien?
Y por último,
mucho micheladas.
Y por último, sí tengo que, porque yo estoy, I am one of the administrators from a channel called Avant-Garde and Prog Metal. Of course, you know that there will many. In fact, I am one of the guys that always posts most of the material of your bands. So a bit high to Avant-Garde and Prog Metal.
And what metal?
Avant-Garde and progressive prog metal.
Prog, okay. Hi everybody in Avant-Garde Prog Metal. This is Thomas, and I love you guys.
No, Thomas, we love
you. Yo lo que digo es que no falte el saludo al canal. Ya te lo envié. Jhon Jatenjor Interviews.
Hi, this is Jhon Jatenjor's channel, and it's the best in the world. And I'm very happy to be in this place right now with you guys.
Vamos a brindarle una aplauso.
That was not so hard.
For some people it's, and it was like, what I was reading, ¿cierto? Yo siempre, casi siempre como que no, that's complicated. No, man. No, if you manage to sing Le Fleurs du Mal, say the name of the channel, it's too easy. No, you're amazing, man.
I remember the first concerts we did on that tour, something that is very, my weak, everybody has a weak spot, you know. My weak spot is to memorize lyrics. I often slip on those, you know. And with French, I have been inventing so many words during the live concerts when I suddenly forget what the fuck am I singing here, you know.
And there are so many lyrics to remember, man. I read all the bands that you had appearing and all the albums, because you had to sing, like, they send you 15 albums from T, and then are the albums with Therion that you appear on, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. And speaking about memories, I have a very fun memory from that could have been ending in a catastrophe, but it didn't. We were playing in Poland, in Polonia. And, you know, in these long solo parts, I go out from the stage and let the guys take over, you know. So I have around 2 minutes where I can take a cigarette and a little beer and backstage. And in this specific arena, you could not smoke inside. So there was a door, and this was in December. There was a little door that you can go out in a patio, in a little backyard to smoke. And I go out there, light my cigarette, and the door slams and gets locked. And the concert keeps going, and I have to go into stage again. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? Am I going to go out and go through the audience, you know? And as soon as it's my turn, I have to go in, you know. And I have such a good luck. So exact in that moment, it passes a guy that works there, limpiador o algo. And I open this door now. And I ran up to stage. And exactly when it was my turn, I got the microphone. And my heart was just...
But everything came great. No,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, nobody knew anything. I told Christopher after, you know.
Send a big hi to Christopher. No, man. In fact, telling that, there are some people that went to the concert in Bucaramanga. A big hi, of course, to your daughter, to the people you saw.
I will.
And okay, no, man. Thank you. I'm speechless, Jhon. Lo que tú quieras decir.
Well, yeah, I just spoke to Christopher. Yeah, is it 2 hours ago, maybe? He's living in Malta ahora.
Oh.
Yeah. And we communicate a lot because he doesn't have WhatsApp and he doesn't have Messenger like normal people. You know, we communicate in this game Word Feud. ¿Sabes qué es?
Yes.
We have been playing that years, and a lot of important decisions are made there, actually.
That is a great... I didn't know that fact. Ruben, in fact, I know that Ruben and myself, we will drink some beers next weekend. So, no, we will talk about that. But no, man, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jhon.
de nada, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Jhon, ¿qué ibas a decir?
My pleasure, me too.
Oh.
Gracias por esa oportunidad. De hecho, gracias por el tiempo, por el espacio y mucho éxito.
Muchas gracias a ti, a vosotros.
Oh, thanks to you, master. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you guys out there. Okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.